welcome to another episode of Resining of the Living Dead. Today is going to be part one of a multi-part video where we are going to be doing a beach-themed chess board and pieces. So what we've done is we've mixed up some two-part resin, and we are going to be adding some beach sand to it, and then we're going to start by doing every other block. And it's just going to be a little bit in each as we go along, and then we'll do the other ones in like a watery blue with some seashells in each of the squares. So to start, we actually used a brown paint pen, and did the lines, as you can see. And what we're going to do is we are going to add a little bit of beach sand to our two-part resin. So here we go. We're going to pour some sand in there. We're going to give it a mix. Now we know the sand is going to sink, which is fine, because we want it to sink to the bottom of these squares. Let's see. We'll add a little bit more. Give it a good stir. Okay, and we're going to grab our paintbrush, just use the end to smooth it out, and we're going to start, let's start away from us, and we're just going to pour a little bit into that square. And then we're going to use the paintbrush to kind of push it out to the edges. We may need to add a little bit more. We're going to add just another drop of it to it. Just to make sure that we hit those the full that we fill in the square. All right, and we'll do so we're going to do every other one. And then we're going to just continue to do this and ensure that the square is full. And if you hear noise in the background, well, we're a busy house today. That one needs a little bit more. I think what we're going to need to do is stir up in between to get that sand from there we go. Oops. Well, that's okay, because that's going to get that as well. Yeah, I do think we're going to need to stir up in between each time. And we're going to start right there. a stir. Oh, that one's got to come out. So the idea is going to be, with the pieces, are going to be, some are going to have a oceany, like a sand base and a clear top, and then the others will have the shells and the blue top to be more of like that beach themed. I'm going to grab that piece out of there in a second. I'll need a little bit more in this one. This is going to definitely be a, let's see if it works out the way that I thought it was going to work out. I'll use my Q-tip to get that up. And I think that one needs a little bit more sand. And again, we're trying not to make too much of a mess here. And you can see I'm not succeeding. I'm getting it all over the place, and maybe that'll be one we need, maybe not. All right, let's give it a stir. Okay, we'll clean that over, that little drop up in a moment. Definitely going to need more in the first one there, but all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on time lapse and speed up this process a little bit as we go along. So we will be going into fast mode after we do this last one. All right, so let's go to fast mode and be back when this is finished. All right, so we have gone ahead and done the sand in every other square, and this is going to have to solidify, and so about 24 hours, and we're going to come back and we will do the clear portions because we don't want them to pull into each other. We have a lot left over, so we're going to grab another mold and see what we can do. Let's see what we got. I don't know. So let me go find a mold and I'll be right back. All right, so we got these dog and cat molds, so we're just going to use the sand in the dog mold. Then we'll use we're just going to, I know it's going to sink, but that's okay. We just don't want this to go to waste. And I think we have another skull mold somewhere. This is what is this? This one's a dog as well, so we're going to just use the last of the sand in that one. All right, there's a little bit left, so that's not a big deal. And we have a lot, we have some more clear, which I thought we were going to be able to do this part, but we're not going to be able to do that yet. So we're going to have to find something else to use that for. Let me just move this guy back so he can sit. And with the clear, I think what we're going to do is we have this mold that we tried a couple days ago, and we tried to paint it and then pour it, and it didn't quite work. So I think what we're going to do is, let me just slide you over here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this guy here. And the lid, let me just move this and put the lid over here. And we got some new, let's do that one the right way instead of the wrong way. We got some new alcohol inks, so let me find one and we'll be right back. All right, so we mixed up some aqua, and it is from the Let's Resin alcohol inks. So we're going to pour it into these molds. Move my camera up so I don't end up putting my phone into the resin. I think we're going to try to paint these after. Bless you. right, so let's get another. One of the things that happened was we saw there were bubbles under here, so we want to make sure that no bubbles stay underneath this lip. All right. We're going to set that there. We're going to let that sit. And I got a little bit of resin into this. We'll clean that up. All right, so we are going to be back in about 24 hours to continue with the chessboard and see how these do. See you in a few. All right, we are back. It's been 24 hours since we did our sand level. And now what we're going to do is we have mixed up some 2-part resin with some aqua alcohol ink in it. And what we're going to do is we are going to now pour the alternating squares, and then we are going to put some small seashells in that we have from a Temu box. They're going to kind of look like that. And we're going to put a couple of them in each. And then we're going to let that sit for 24 hours. And at that point, then we are going to give it a base coat to finish it off. So what we're going to do is, much like we did yesterday, we are going to start with the ones farthest from us, and we're just going to pour a little bit in, as you can see. And we're going to let it kind of spread out a little bit. And we'll use the back end of our paintbrush to just kind of spread it out, especially at the top end where there isn't really a barrier to kind of keep it from going beyond. So once we do that, let's go ahead and do that with each of them. Something underneath there, but I think we'll be okay. And you can see we're gonna spread that out to all 4 sides. And then, once we get this first level done, we are going to put some shells in here. And then we're going to repeat it until the board is finished. Okay, so let's set that down for a moment. And let's grab a couple shells. We want to try to keep the shells not so big. You know, it's kind of moving here, so we're going to let it thicken up just a hair. There we go. Wonder if this is just not level, because it is definitely moving away from the edges. So let's go ahead and grab a couple shells, and we want to keep them smaller. And that might be a little too big. think we're going to take that little guy out. And it's okay if we get it on our gloves. That's why we're wearing the gloves. But let's grab a couple shells in each. And again, we just want to make sure that we keep them, the ones that are going to be a little flatter. And you can see, yeah, it's definitely pouring. There is something not level on this table, and I'm going to have to fix that. I think as this gets a little thicker, it'll be a little bit better. Let me just put a little bit more in here. It's definitely running to the sides and not where I need it to be. But it'll be okay once it yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, but we'll fix it. If it kind of gets underneath, it's okay, because it's going to get covered up with the backing layer anyway. And what we're going to do is we're just going to move this a little bit over to kind of keep them we just want to kind of arrange them so that they're not all in the same position. So that's how it's going to be. So what we're going to do is we are going to go into fast mode as we pour and put our shells. So we will start now. Okay, so we have put all our shells in the aqua color, and we're going to go back and find some places where I think this table just isn't quite level, but we're going to go ahead and put some more resin where we can see. Now that it's starting to thicken up, excuse me, it won't move quite so much, and I think that's going to give us what we need to kind of fill any little gaps in the resin. We can kind of see it using the reflection. I see just a couple little spots. And we're going to get these filled. Just kind of use the popsicle stick to kind of spread it out a little bit. Let's see. That looks okay. They all look okay. Everyone has a couple, 2 or 3 shells in there, maybe a couple more. We have a lot of clear aqua left, so let's just pivot these so they're a little bit more spaced in the spots. So the plan is we are going to let this solidify for 24 hours, and then when we come back we are going to figure out a color. We're probably going to use a darker ocean blue, and then we are going to fill the rest of this in so it's completely covered, and that's going to sit for a couple more days. Then this video will be done, and then we will start working on the pieces. So with that said, thanks for watching this portion, and I'll see you back in 24 hours. All right, we're back, and the board part has cured. So now what we got to do is pour the backing part of this before we can demold it. So what I've done is we've mixed about 12 ounces of 2-part resin, and we've added the aqua, the alcohol ink to tint it, and we wanted to make it darker than the rest of it, which we've done here, and I'm hoping that the 12 ounces is enough. So we are going to go ahead and give it a pour, and hopefully it ends up how we want it. So let's go ahead and get it going. Oh, it's very clear, but we're just going to pour it. I think we're going to need more than 12 ounces, that's for sure. Wow. I think we're going to need probably another 12, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and get that mixed. So as you can see, gone ahead and filled that up, and it's spreading out, but we still have quite a bit to go. So I think we're going to do another 12 and see how much that gets us covered. And we might actually do even a little bit darker, because I wanted it to kind of not see the back here. So let me go ahead and mix up 12 more ounces, and we'll be right back. All right, we've mixed up another 12 ounces, and this time we've done a bit of a darker blue, because this is really clearer than I really wanted it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour that in, and pardon me, cross our fingers. Let's start at the corner. We're just going to kind of zigzag it. It's going to spread out eventually. think that's going to be better. Let's see how we're looking near the tops. If it overflows a little bit, that's okay. We can always file it down. But my biggest concern was I wanted to make sure that the all the shells were covered, and they are. So we're going to just pour our excess into a skull mold that we were just kind of filling with the extra. Alright, so what we're going to do now is wait, and in about 24 hours we will demold the base, and then we will be able to get started on part 2 of this video, which will be a completely different video, and it's going to be the actual pieces. I'm going to put a little bit more in this corner before we just get the last of this out. No sense in wasting it. Alright. So, once again, I will see you in 24 hours. Alright, we're back to demold. Let's start with these are the other pieces that we did first, just to see. I did pick up a few metallic paint pens to try to do the designs. I can't speak today. The designs on these. So let's see just how it looks first. So there's that beforehand. And then this one, it looked like there was some bubbles. So we'll see. I tried to fix it. Yeah, there's a couple. You can see one didn't come out at all. So back to the drawing board on that one. And we'll do this sand dog. Alright, and the most important part was this the bottom part of our chest board. So let's go ahead and we're going to flip him over. Oops. And then we're going to just peel it off and see how it did. Dun, 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 dun. Not bad. I think what we are going to need to do is put some kind of a back on it, because the sand pieces aren't sandy enough, and you can still kind of see, you see my hand through it. So I think what we're going to do is either give it a once over with either painting some black on the back and see what we can do. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we are going to end this video, and then we are going to start a brand new video, which is going to be for the pieces. So if you enjoyed watching this video, ask that you please hit the like button, and if you want to be notified when further videos are released, hit that subscribe button. Shares are always appreciated. So we will see you back on the next one. See you soon.